Welcome to Saratoga Saturdays. It is Whitney week. Let's talk about this pick five. But before we do that, want to make sure you see and hear and know about our friends at Hotel Brookmere. Saratoga Saturday Pick Fives is brought to you by Hotel Brookmere. Saratoga's newest hotel gym is located less than 2 miles away from the racetrack, right on historic Union Avenue. There's 88 luxury guest rooms and suites. The Regent Restaurant on property and open to the public, a French brasserie. I've already eaten there like 3 times. It's delicious. Beautiful outdoor courtyard where you can have a drink, grab a bite, talk about your bad beats, but hopefully celebrate your wins. A gorgeous heated outdoor pool with a sauna right next to the pool. You can do a little hot, cold to help offset those long nights. A fantastic hotel gym. And the Arbor Spa with 4 treatment rooms for massages and facial treatments, also open to the public, is right on property. Hotel Brookmere is quickly becoming one of Saratoga's best hotels. All right, let's jump into it. Whitney Day is one of my favorite days of the entire year. Leads right into the sale on Monday, one of the best parties you could have all year long. It's a lot of fun, but let's hit this pick five. Sometimes that can make a whole weekend a little bit better. Starting in race 9, the Saratoga Derby Invitational. I'm going to single a horse here, and that's the 7 Hot as Hell. This horse is just better than these horses. A lot of times the horses that come over from Europe, kind of their second string types. This is a horse that's multiple grade 1 winning type horse, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. This horse just has a lot of talent. I think it's going to be very hard for our, just kind of okay group to compete. I'll use the 7 as a solid A horse. I'll use some Bs. The 3 Final Gambit, who I thought handled the turf well last time, should appreciate a little bit of added ground. The 5 Test Score, who I do think represents kind of our best chance as these 3-year-olds going this distance. And then the 6 New Century, who I really liked last time, didn't really do much running, but I'm hoping that there's some excuses you could find there that New Century can run a little bit better. So I'll use those horses as Bs, 3, 5, and 6 as Bs, but I'll go single A with the 7 Hot as Hell. And then on to race 10, the grade 1 test, another one of my favorite races of the entire summer. And the conversation has to start with the 6 Echo Sound, who ran very fast last time, significantly faster than these others in the victory ride. So you have to respect her and who she's become. And she's definitely one that I'll use as an A. But there's some other horses in here I think that will offer some value as A horses as well. The first one I'll talk about is the 1 Ragtime. She was impressive on debut during Belmont Stakes weekend. She came back 4th of July weekend, was impressive there as well. She's undefeated, and she's going in the right direction. I think she could be very, very tough if she continues to improve. The 3 Look Forward is a horse that I was dismissed last time in the Acorn, thinking she didn't want to go that far. But she ran pretty darn well. And when a horse can run well through one of my bad opinions, I give them a lot of credit and look for them moving forward. And look forward, and no pun intended. I think the cutback's going to help quite a bit. I think she's pretty talented. And then the 5, Me and Molly McGee, another one who I just think that she's running better than it looks on paper. I think her last 2 wins at Churchill are a little bit more significant than they might appear. I think she'll be a nice, comfortable price, too. I think she could be forgotten a little bit in this race that has a lot. So I'll make sure I use 1, 3, 5, and 6 as A's, and I'll use those horses equally. Even though I think Echo Sound is a likely winner, I still think these other horses offer a lot of value. On to race 11, the grade 1 Whitney, one of my favorite races of the entire year, if not my favorite race of the entire year. I'm only going to use 2 horses, and I'm going to single A one of them and single B the other. The single B is going to be Sierra Leone. If you don't know already, Mindframe's not going to run unless Fierceness doesn't run. If something happens to Fierceness or whatever in the next 24 hours, then they'd have a backup plan with Mindframe. Fingers crossed nothing happens. We'll see Fierceness today, Saturday, and then we'll see Mindframe run towards the end of the meet. Sierra Leone is going to be my B. I just think he needs way too many things to go his way for him to have his best runs. Now, I do think that he has some help with the 8 Contrary Thinking, who obviously, and it's very obvious, is a rabbit in here. But I don't think that necessarily hurts my single A, which is the 9 Fierceness. I think Fierceness is going to sit right outside of him, let that horse go, and then Fierceness will be comfortable and just pretend like he's not in the race. I think everyone knows that horse is going to be in there. Johnny's not going to worry about that horse getting away from him, and I think he's going to just run his race, ride his race. And while it might help Sierra Leone a little bit, I still remember that Fierceness ran blistering fast early in that Breeders' Cup Classic, and that still was almost not enough to help Sierra Leone. So I think Fierceness is the most talented of this group. I think he'll show it. on Saturday. These other horses in here, I just don't think are quite good enough. I think they're a cut below. The other ones, I guess it would make some sense if you were looking for prices, would be White Abario or Post Time. But like I said, I just think they're a cut below. And then we're going to wrap it up. We got two more races. Race 12, 5.5 turf sprint. I'm going to spread in here. I'm going to go 3-1-5-4 as A's, 9-12 as B's. 3-1-5-4 as A's, 9-12 as B's, and basically in that order. The 3 La Salvadorena. She's always been one that hasn't broke particularly well. She did break well last time. She just got beat by a good horse in Quiet Confidence. I think that she can maybe, after she's kind of fixed that problem of breaking, I'm hoping that she'll run a little bit better. The 1 Tails of the Heart, another one who I thought ran well in there, given the fact that the pace wasn't all that quick and she was wide all the way around there trying to close in. I want to make sure I have the 1 Tails of the Heart. The 5, she's got Will, is a Mark Casse cutback. Sometimes in these races, when there's big full fields, a bunch of talented horses, sometimes these cutbacks can help quite a bit because while the rest of them are kind of scrambling and tired, the late runners can come running. I think that's one that you'd want to have. Then the 4, Upon a Star. The horse that Wesley Ward tried to get on the turf last time, but it was rained off. And then there's been a switch to Mike Maker. There's some turf in the pedigree. There's a half right off Jerry, a nice horse on the grass. I think Upon a Star could appreciate getting to the grass. And then I said the 9 and the 12 will be backups. On to 13, race 13 races on Saturday. And this is one where I want to make sure that I'm very clear that I have the 4 Magnum's Microburst. This is a Dave Donk horse that when Dave gets one going in the right direction and gets them good, they stay good and they continue to get better. I thought this horse ran really well last time, and I'm excited to have a chance to pick up some real equity with this one. The 6, Coastal Cabin. It seems to be working well for Cherie DeVoe. It's a lanes in homebred for Mr. Farish. I think that this one looks to have a lot going in the right direction, and the work tab suggests this one could be ready. The 7, Too Late Baby Doll, I'll use for Al Stahl, who I thought ran well last time as well, going the 9 furlongs. Cuts back a little bit to the mile and 16th, but they'll be finishing while the others might be getting a little tired. The 9, Selfless, is another one who I think will be finishing. Went a little bit longer last time, but I want to make sure I have. And the 11, All Night Revival, another one for Cherie DeVoe. And I was a little concerned. I kind of wanted to follow the Jose Ortiz train, but sometimes that can be a little confusing. But this is one who worked on the turf last time. You can watch that work on XBTV, and I thought worked really well in there. So I want to make sure that I use the 11 as well. Keep an eye on the 13. If the 13 gets in, probably one you want to try to keep in the mix as well. But with some pretty skinny races earlier, the Single of Fierceness, the single of Hot as Hell, I think you can be much more aggressive in these last 2 races, spreading and covering as many as you possibly can. We appreciate you taking the time. Check out our friends at Hotel Brookmere, and we'll see you next week. Saratoga Saturday Pick 5s is brought to you by Hotel Brookmere. Saratoga's newest hotel gym is located less than 2 miles away from the racetrack, right on historic Union Avenue. There's 88 luxury guest rooms and suites. The Regent Restaurant on property and open to the public, a French brasserie. I've already eaten there like 3 times. It's delicious. Beautiful outdoor courtyard where you can have a drink, grab a bite, talk about your bad beats, but hopefully celebrate your wins. A gorgeous heated outdoor pool with a sauna right next to the pool. You can do a little hot, cold to help offset those long nights. A fantastic hotel gym. And the Arbor Spa with 4 treatment rooms for massages and facial treatments, also open to the public, is right on property. Hotel Brookmere is quickly becoming one of Saratoga's best hotels.